My name is Peyton Lee. I am 23 years old, living in Richfield, Minnesota. I was born and raised in White Bear Lake, Minnesota, by my parents, and then living also with a younger brother. I'm currently going to Adler Graduate School, graduating in March with a master's degree in marriage and family therapy. Really looking forward to graduating, of course, but also kind of diving into the field of marriage and family therapy, and specifically wanting to do some work with couples therapy. I've always been interested in couples therapy, and it is essentially the reason why I'm pursuing a master's degree in marriage and family therapy. I've always had an interest in couples counseling. I think my interest in couples counseling really began in, I'd say, high school. In high school, I took a psychology class. Thought it was awesome. Really loved the different things that I learned. I enjoyed my teacher at the time. He was super helpful and just really delivered the class in such a fun and inviting way. So with that, I decided to pursue a psychology degree at the University of Minnesota Duluth. Graduated in 3 years, which is pretty cool. Didn't go to college with any credits. I just really worked hard and quickly to get my degree. Let's see. It was about, I want to say, my sophomore or junior year when I had taken a marriage and family class, and I don't know what it was about that class, but something really stood out to me, and I kind of felt like I found the place that I belonged and kind of where I was meant to go with my degree and kind of my professional goals. So after having taken that class, I decided, this is my thing, this is what I want to do. And then, I thought shortly after, probably my junior, senior year, I decided that, specifically with marriage and couples, I really wanted to work with, the marriage and couple part of the marriage and family therapy degree. Was really interested in the different models and theories. It's funny because growing up, my parents, they've been married my whole life, and it's just been such a fortunate thing to see such a happy and loving marriage my whole life. My family is really close. Grew up in a very close nuclear family. Communication was always open, and I think that is also a contributing factor into why I want to pursue couples counseling, is because I want to be able to give other couples what I've seen growing up my whole life, which is a successful, loving marriage, but also understanding that it does take time to work through certain stressors and circumstances. And I really want to be the reason that other couples can pursue a everlasting, loving marriage, despite all of the things going on in society right now, like COVID-19, some of the racial injustice going on. I know it can cause couples some, I wouldn't say added stress, but added stress in their marriage and relationship, and I want to be able to work through different life circumstances with them. I'm just kind of going through the questions that was asked from the video. So what resonates for you about the video you just watched? There's a few things I can think of. While listening to the fellows that have done the fellowship with RTC in the past, I just felt, really invited into the environment, and I felt like they were professional, but also very passionate about what they were doing and what they were learning, and that's what I would consider myself, very passionate about couples counseling. Some other things I liked, the opportunity that RTC provides, all these trainings and seminars and different models and theories that we get to learn that just seems like such an amazing opportunity. And for me, I always want to be learning and growing in this field. And I think that RTC would allow me to do that, truthfully. Another thing that kind of stood out to me was how insightful they were on supervision and how that contributed to their growing process as well. And I'm really looking forward to supervision. I love kind of diving into cases and then seeking help or kind of asking questions if something comes up. And it's always nice to hear from maybe a superior or other people a different perspective or different methods I can try to better myself as a marriage and family therapist. And okay, the one thing that stood out to me the most about all of the people talking in the video was how they really emphasized how the work environment was for them. They felt supported and they felt, encouraged. And that's really where the place that I would be wanting to work. I really think it is so helpful to work in an environment where you feel supportive and encouraged by others. I mean, what an amazing thing to do is to build relationships with, your cohorts and really find a place in this field. Let's see. One thing I really like about the fellowship is that, like I said before, it does offer more insight into different models and theories that couples can kind of benefit from. And given that I really haven't had any couples counseling experience up to this point, it would be so helpful and so informative to just listen to all of the different trainings that are provided and offered at RTC. I really want to learn more about the FIT model. Hadn't really heard about that before and would think it would be super fun. I'm excited for all of the different trainings, and professionally, I would love to have all of these different trainings and seminars under my belt. I want to be the best therapist that I can be, and I want to say that I have training in all these different aspects of couples counseling so that I can truly serve clients of varying backgrounds, different needs. Let's see here. Question 2, what would you bring to RTC? I think for me personally, I am such a team player. I love collaborative work with others. I think for me, I would bring a happy spirit to the team as well as an encouraging spirit. I'm always trying to encourage people to just, do what they can, and that what they're doing is, noticed, and especially in collaborative work, to work with others. It's so enriching to hear other perspectives from people. And I think for me, I would bring someone that wants to learn. I want to learn. I want a bunch of things thrown at me so I can just absorb them. I want to learn all of the different things about couples counseling and what it means to be a great couples counselor. What is unique about you? Well, off the top of my head, the thing I think of the most is when I was 13 years old, I was diagnosed with scoliosis. Shortly after being diagnosed with scoliosis, I saw a doctor, and they had let me know that I needed to have surgery at that time. So at 13 years old, it was a huge deal having a spinal fusion done and having to miss school and miss time with peers and being in the community, time away from sports. And one thing that I think is, both a pro and a con is that, the pro is I had the surgery, and also that since I've had the surgery, I've been dealing with chronic pain. It's one of those things that I feel like if you haven't lived with chronic pain, you truly never know what it's like. And that is one unique thing that I think I could bring to the therapeutic room. A lot of couples struggle with chronic pain, and I think living with it myself, I will be able to relate directly to my clients and really understand what it is like for them in their life to be dealing with their chronic pain, but also in their relationships with other people, because it does impact the way that we live our lives, and making all of these accommodations to kind of fit our physical limitations, the chronic pain being the physical limitation. Question 3, what do you envision for yourself 5 years from now? Well, 5 years from now, I would like to for sure be licensed as a marriage and family therapist. I would also really love, like I said before, have lots of trainings under my belt. I would love to attend different conferences and workshops in the field. And, I would really love to be working at a couples counseling clinic or private practice with other cohorts that are just as passionate about couples counseling as I am. So, 5 years from now, I'd like to be a licensed marriage and family therapist with a emphasis in the couples counseling area. I'd really love to do that. I'm open to working with children and individual adult clients, but my passion just really lies with couples counseling. Ideally, would you be full-time or part-time? I would be full-time. Given that I'll be done with school in March, I would love to make it my full-time job while also using it as a learning and growth experience, both personally and professionally. When would you like to work? I know that the fellowship starts in June, which would be totally fine. It would be really great also if I could start the fellowship sooner than that, so maybe April, May time. Like I said, June totally works with me, but yeah, as soon as possible, I'd like to work at RTC, and I hope that you like my video. I hope that you're interested in learning more about me and my passion for couples counseling. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. My phone number is 651-249-1547. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.